3, 2, 1.
So, little man's put a little bit of time in on this Outlander, and I'm gonna say he's had enough time on it to where we can give y'all first impressions on it and compare it to his previous Outlander, the Xtp 1000R. So, let's get to it. Well, little man, after the first few rides, how you liking it overall?
So far, so good, Lando. It's rides a whole lot better than my other one for sure. I had some bad experiences on my other one. This thing here handles like a total different four-wheeler, so they've done a good job. Canam done their homework on the updates, and first impressions, like I said, is I love it. So far, I love it.
So you pretty much said the only thing you liked about your other Outlander was pretty much the power. Anything changed with the power?
Now the power's still the same. I still love the power. Yeah, the other one is the only thing I liked. The handling was terrible. The shocks were terrible. They changed a lot on this one. You know, for the XTP, the Fox shocks, B-lock wheels, which it don't really bother me none, but they're pretty good. But the shocks are awesome on this thing. And, they did add the intelligent throttle control. For I think the 19 models, it's totally different. You got a work mode, standard mode, and sport mode. Of course, you know, you got the work key and the performance key, but it helps out a huge bunch over the other one. My other one did not have it. You put sport mode, you got throttle response is very responsive. It's unbelievable. And when you're sort of in a rocky terrain or slow trails or rough trails, you can change this throttle control to say work or standard mode, and it handles totally different. It smooths the throttle out. It's not all herky-jerky.
Yeah.
So I really like that about it. I like the new throttle. I don't even remember what they call it, drive-by-wire.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, super soft. You don't get that sore thumb on a long day's ride. I love the new console. It's totally different on the other one. I really like this one. The other one, you had to push the top button up here 100,000 times to figure out what you gotta look at. This right here is all on one screen.
The screen was a lot smaller too.
Yeah, a lot smaller screen, and it didn't show much information. Like I said, you had to push a button. This screen here shows it all, and you can see here on the, I'm in work mode, works off, sport mode, you know, and of course sport off, you're in standard mode. So.
And how are you liking this right here to control the screen and tell you what all that does?
Yeah, I like that a lot better too. You know, you hit your menu buttons, you got your speed stat, battery voltage, of course your settings, RPM, and you go back and you got your trip. You know, on your miles, I ain't got very many miles on these guys. I ain't been working a lot, but put 106 miles on it so far. It ain't nothing like we used to do, but we get a little older, and I guess we got to work a little more. Sad to say.
Yeah.
But overall, man, I'm really liking it. It's 2 inches wider. They changed that. I'm comparing this to my 18 model, guys. So it's 2 inches wider. 2 inches don't seem a lot, but it really helps out. The Fox shocks changed it dramatically. I mean, it's the ride is unreal. It's super soft. They added the front sway bar. I really like that. And so I mean they really stepped it up. I'm really liking it so far.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, if you're gonna work a lot with these things, I mean, you gotta have top-notch stuff. I mean, the 18 model, I don't know if it would have handled the Team Wax use out of it, but this one, it seems like it's gonna do a lot better.
Oh yeah, hardcore baby.
Hardcore, man. We got over 100 miles on it, but we got more miles to come. So I mean, we put it to the test on that 100 miles. I mean, don't get us wrong, but
yeah, they're not easy miles.
No, not easy miles at all. But we got more tough ones coming.
Oh, the heat issue. You know, they did help that out also on the heat issue. My 18 model, I like to burn her down. I mean, you could fry eggs on the gas tank, and they added these, especially on the exhaust side. I think we showed y'all in another video. They added these air baffles, and it really helps out. You wouldn't think so, but it truly helps out. And they opened this all the way up through here by the header and throughout the exhaust, and I can tell a big difference in the heat issue. You know, normally if you're driving a fair amount of speed, you don't have that problem anyway, but if you get down to a slow ride or something like that on a hot day, you can really tell the heat issue. And you know, my other one, it really had a problem. You know, I know you can put a tuner and exhaust to solve that problem, but you know, there you go. Who wants to give that much money and have to spend a buttload of money just to fix the heat issue?
Yeah, Can-Am's done a decent job from the factory trying to solve that problem.
They helped it out. You know, they seen the problem and they did try to do something about it. So props to them for that. You know, racks is no difference. You know, they're about the same. You know, I'm not really fond of the link Q. They're okay, but to me, I like an old metal rack. But that's just what come on this model.
So with these, we were having a little bit of trouble strapping gas cans down on these, so we had to get some square gas cans just to strap them down.
Yeah, we had to special order some gas cans. I couldn't get no, the strapping points is kind of limited on this thing. You know, it's just, you got some aluminum square tubing under the main frame, and the rest of it's plastic, so it kind of gives a little bit, you know, compared to a metal frame.
You wouldn't think it by looking, guys, but I mean, we did have to get some special gas cans just to strap them down on here.
Yeah.
The other 2 gallon we was using, we'd have her strapped down, and then little man would look back and it'd be down on its side, and you have to adjust it about every 30 seconds, and it was just a pain. So I mean, we upgraded to the square gas cans, and they're seeming to do a lot better. I mean, we've tried them out; they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, we hope them do a little better. We ain't got much storage. I mean, you got quite a bit, but I wouldn't want to put anything explodable, or if you want to keep a good hot breakfast hot, put it in here.
Yeah.
Because I say she gets pretty hot in the old storage compartment. So if you like good early morning breakfast croissants and you want to keep them nice and toasty, put them in the toolbox, man.
There you go, guys. I mean, you hear that?
Tire. I love the tire. A Terracross RT from ITP. I think they look awesome. I mean, them dudes dig and go. So I have no complaints with the tires whatsoever. The shifting on a Can-Am, I'm not a fan of. I have to play with it sometimes. I know I was reading on some of the forums where you got to adjust the linkage, but I've owned 2 of them that are exact same way, so it'd be kind of weird for both of them to be out that much. So you get it in a bind, you have to rock the folder back and forth sometime to get the shifting. So I'm not really a fan of the shifting linkage on the Can-Am, but it's something I could probably look over. Nighttime, we do a lot of nighttime riding. It's got pretty good headlights. They don't have LEDs, but they are pretty bright. They do a pretty good job. Of course, I like the winch. The winch comes in handy. Kicky's headlights on it.
There you go, guys. Look at them headlights. Hey, you're gonna blind me. It's pretty bright. I mean, which of course it's daytime, but I mean at nighttime they shine pretty good.
Yeah, they do a good job. Good enough. I don't need no LEDs. I think they're plenty bright enough.
Yeah, they're bright enough on their own.
Easy to work on. Change a bulb, you're done.
There you go. Easy to change.
The 4-wheel drive system on a Can-Am, it's okay in my opinion. I don't think it's as quite as good as some of the other manufacturers, in my opinion. But you know, it does good enough for me. So one thing I do not like is the manual tells you you have to stop to engage the four-wheel drive and disengage. You know, in this modern times here, you know, everybody's on the fly four-wheel drive. You know, Canam needs to step up the game on that part. Now, I do engage it and disengage, but I do slow down to 8 or 10 mile an hour. I've had no trouble. But, I mean, come on, guys. You know, if I want to engage it running 30 mile an hour, I want to engage it.
Yeah, it'd make things easier.
Yeah, I mean, all these other manufacturers is doing that, and you've got this high dollar four-wheeler that's supposed to be leading the class competition, and they want you to stop and engage a four-wheel drive system.
So on the price difference between an XT with the regular shocks and the XTP with the Fox shocks, is it worth it?
It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. If you had an XT and you had to do the same things, which is shocks and wheels, and you know, you got handlebars, you got different handlebars on the XTP, you would be out more money. So if anybody's looking to just to have the shocks, it's definitely worth the extra pennies to go with the XTP.
Well, there you go, guys. I mean, a little over 100 miles, like we said, first impressions on it. We're gonna possibly have reviews and more stuff to come on this, give y'all updates on things that's going on with it and a lot of other stuff like that. So, oh, before I close this video, I mean, we gotta show them this hat, little man.
Oh yeah, I joined the hat club, guys.
Yeah, he went from wearing Nike hats to the little man stuff. See, he's got his logo right there.
I mean, they've been bugging me for months. Why don't I have a hat? But you know, I finally joined the club, so.
Join the club, man.
I mean, I feel so much better.
Yeah. Make you want to rip any?
Oh, rip it. Yeah, I'm wanting to rip right now. Yeah.
Oh, just give
for
us.
the hat. Just
for
hat
the
does
hat.
something to your head.
Yeah, yeah, maybe because it's on your head. Just give us a little while, and we'll be ripping her a little bit.
That's right.
So, anyway, y'all, keep checking the channel out. We'll bring you more stuff, more riding, more reviews. I'll catch you on the next one.